Welcome back, guys. I'm Mellowseven. This is Football Manager 2018. This is the early access beta. We're on version 18.0.2 as I record this. We played a few games since last time we saw you. I think Forest Green was the last game we played. I could be wrong on that, but that's my guess. And that was a spectacular 3-4 loss, but a great game. We followed that up by just getting blanked by Barnet, and then Crew beat us 2-1. And then we luckily salvaged a draw 1-1 with Carlisle, and then Newport just absolutely destroyed us. This is the worst game that we've played, period. Morale actually isn't terrible. We did have a really good team meeting. Injuries have been an issue. You can see injury. They're not super bad right now. At one point, I had 8 major injuries. And we can check really fast. Oh, my nose is itching, of course. As soon as I hit record, right, the cocaine withdrawals kick in. No. Season summary. You can see right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people have missed at least 20% of our season so far. At least 3 weeks of the season. And that's just crazy. I have been watching a lot of videos. I see other people are having problems, but I don't think anybody's been having issues like this. Quill 18, he's had a few, but I said I had 8 major injuries at one time. Right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 8 right now, but not 8 major ones. But key player, first team. That's four starters right there. And I would really like Callum Saunders to be a starter as well. So realistically, 5 starters are out right now. Let's take a look at the tactic we have built right at the moment. I've been playing this 4-1-1 or 4-4-1-1, and it seems to be working okay. Hawkridge demanded some time. Oh, geez, I tell you, my nose is just killing me all of a sudden. And Liam Walker on the other side. Hawkridge has demanded the time, so I promised him some starts. Dickinson's been doing okay in replacement of Daniel Jones. He hasn't been absolute garbage. He hasn't been great, but when do we get Daniel Jones back? 2 days. 4 weeks. Tomorrow. He's already been playing, I believe. Tomorrow. Okay, so we've got a week before our next one, so we should get a bunch of these guys back in time. However, our next match is against Bradford City, who I believe is, if we're Skybet 2, I think they're Skybet 1. So they are a level up of us. Now, something that I've been thinking about that I think I did wrong, and we're going to address that right now. We may not see the benefit of it playing higher level competition next game, but generally when I have these bad teams, it's because they're young teams and they don't necessarily have, all they have are physicals. That's not really our issue. We've got some guys with some ability. We just don't have any speed. So instead of upping the tempo, I think we should lower the tempo, work into the box, play out defense. So we're really going to slow things down. We may even say keep possession, right? Retain possession. Now, the other thing is, because we've been having so many problems, we're just going to go standard on top of that. We've had so many problems with injuries. Maybe this will help with the injuries as well. I don't know. I'm going to turn off the tighter marking, though. I think we'll just kind of go with kind of this short passing, and maybe we'll even go mixed, because with this lower tempo and with all these on, that's still a pretty short pass. So these 3 special lower, retain, play out defense, work ball into box. And I think we'll try that. If I were to do this over again, and we will, over and over and over again, I would say maybe one of the more important things to do is to pick a tactic and stick with it to start working on these. We are finally getting to a point where our match cohesion is average. Right? It'd be great if we had some green things here. We don't, but that's probably just because we're losing. But atmosphere is good. I think that was an issue. I think there were a lot more new players on this team than they led us to believe, which is why when we initially started with our dynamics, we didn't have any team leaders. We only had a couple influential players in this. I think there was a fairly high amount of turnover the last couple of years that we didn't see. And in fact, if we go to our transfers, we don't see any of it. Transfer history, nothing, right? Even though we're pretty sure that they brought in Michael O'Connor in the offseason, only he's injured. I don't think he ever actually played with us. Although we could look at his history real fast. Let's career stats. He's been here 2 seasons. So he was supposed to be our captain. He had 34 appearances last time with 2 goals. But again, fairly new. I don't know about I guess we could just kind of look down here. Nathan Phillips, he's new to us. We knew that because we brought him in. Branislav, he's new to us. Callum Sanders, he's new to us. Alan Smith's been here for a few years. John Steed's been here for a few years. Thompson's been here for a long time. Toodle's just been here for 2. Liam Walker's brand new. Yates is brand new. Alessandra's brand new. Second year for Amoebi. First year for Breesley. Second for Colin. Yeah, almost all these players, this is either their first or their second year here. Didn't know that, but it screwed us. Because we had no rapport with the team. We had nobody used to working together. So I think that's part of our issues. But I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and hit continue a bunch of times here. I haven't figured out anything else cool, except that maybe I'm an idiot and I'd completely set our team up backwards. But other than that, we're going to kind of skip through here and try to get to the next match and see how that works. And I am recording. I had to check because the last video I tried to make, I talked for 20 minutes before I realized I wasn't recording. So now I'm all paranoid about it. We'll be right back. I just did that. We just had a team meeting. I'm going to skip it. I mean, like, within the last week, we've had the team meeting. Everybody went, hey, you're right, let's go out and play. And the thing is, this is the frustrating thing. They're like, oh, maybe new tactics or whatever. We had a game where 8 people played a 6.3 or under. No tactic will fix that. If they're going to play that badly, there's nothing I can do about it. So, a little bit frustrating. I had such a good time playing Notts County in FM 17, 15, 20 years in the future. Man, they're wearing me out this time. I'm doing a RimWorld series as well. If you like RimWorld, go ahead and watch those. And we're playing an H.P. Lovecraft Cthulhu-themed one. And Notts County feels almost more like a Lovecraft wear me down and take me to the brink of insanity than the RimWorld one does some days. Free Agent Youth Cup second round draw. I don't actually have any idea what that is. I guess we'll find out. 2 players called up for international duty. Of course, we keep losing guys for that. Forte's played horrible on his national team as well. So I don't know what he's doing talking about us. Deeply saddened. That last loss took us from satisfied to deeply saddened. So it doesn't take much. We are probably not going to survive this season. I don't think I've ever been sacked on YouTube. I have been sacked, but it was in a private playthrough. And it was the first year after getting promoted. They wanted us to do like top half or something stupid. And we didn't do it. Under 18s. Okay, so we're defeated in that. Don't care. Don't care. That's the moral of that story. I don't think this team has the money to even rebuild next season, to be honest. I think they need to dump, whether we're here or not, they should dump all the old guys and just youth movement. And then suck it up for a year or 2. I mean, they have some interesting players. They've got Zenu He coming up. I think he's going to be very good for them. I mean, he's already, we might want to start him now, to be honest. Pace of 13, acceleration of 13, good finishing, good dribbling, leadership is okay. Off the ball's on the way up. When we first looked at him, his finishing was a fair amount poor than whatever the other youngster we picked. And the other guy was a little bit faster, but he's brought all of those stats up, and he's got leadership. He's doing really well. I think next season he's your starting striker. Maybe you bring in somebody a little bit older, or maybe call it Callum Sanders. Saunders would be fine. Something along those lines. You don't need to spend a lot of money, but I think I think they need to do a youth movement and get rid of some of the deadwood on this team that's 30 plus years old and unable to contribute in any meaningful fashion. I don't know if this means anything compared to the real Notts County. If this game is at all accurate, that's what Notts County needs to be doing as well. Because I can't imagine the Nottingham fans are going to be thrilled with this team long term. I should look to see how they're doing, actually. In fact, let's do that right now. Just take my word while I'm looking here. ESPN, football, leagues. I want English. Can I look lower than... Let's go Spy Bet League 2. Sky Sports. That was a better option to go to for... how's the table look? Clearly, I'm not doing as well as they are because they're in first place. They've got 10 wins. Are they doing it with the same team we're playing with? And Grant's been good. Grant has a brace, put Magpies on top, it looks like, in this last one. So clearly they're doing a better job than I am. Squad, let's see if they have who we have, other than Grant. They're running Steed and Amoebi up front. Hawkridge. They're running Grant on the left as a wing. And Hewitt as a center. As a center? Midfield center? Okay. Tootle, Duffy, Breesley, and Dickinson in the back. Fitzsimmons is the goalie. Okay. They're running Fitzsimmons instead of Pindrosh. Interesting. Nicky Hunt's got 6 games started and 3. Good. Good for you, Nicky. He's my favorite player on this team. Has nothing to do with ability. He just supported me right away. Yeah. I mean, essentially, clearly it's working better for them than it is for me, and they are just running a 4-4-2. Now, we haven't seen Shola Amoebi much at all this season due to injuries. And he's another one with really, really bad speed, at least in this game. But maybe we've got that figured out. I don't know. We'll find out. I just don't have enough strikers for you to run 2 strikers at the moment. And Grant is such a good attacking midfielder. But I hadn't thought about running him on a wing. But I really don't need him on the wing. I think we're okay out there, to be honest. Coming up on this first round cup. I mean, I think Hewitt and essentially they've swapped Grant with Hewitt, right? I think that's what I said. We'll let the assistant coach deal with that. Standard mentality. Let's see how this goes. Well, if the bottom hasn't dropped out of those older players for Nottingham County in real life, it will soon, guys. So start planning for the future. Although it looks like they've got some young players with some ability, or at least with some potential. There we go. So we got Dickinson, Alessandra, Thompson, Yates, and Hollis could play 75 minutes if we need him to. So let's go ahead and make sure that we've got everybody that we want lined up here. At least I have enough for a lineup here. I'm going to go ahead and put Steed up there since we are going to run the slower group. Hewitt, Tootle. So does that bring anybody? Oh, Daniel Jones. We got to get him back in. Put him in for Dickinson. Do we have anybody else on the bench? No. I think we can take Colin out for Dickinson for the moment, since I almost never run a goalkeeper on the bench there. And Yates is better too, so we could put Yates in somewhere. Instead of Smith. Does that leave me any midfield centers on the bench? Thompson. Okay. 1. That should be okay. I think this is the group we're going to battle with. Look at that, only four players down there. That's super rare. Match preview, team selection. I think we're set up. Steed, Grant, Hawkridge. We're going to go back to target man for him since that's what he likes. I think I'm going to put him on attack. I mean, why not, right? We've got Grant on Trey Carice. Okay, well, we're going to try that. I don't know that I played enough for that to matter, but we'll give it a shot. So we're building up a little bit here. Submit team. Cross our fingers. Processing. Oh, volume. The difference between volume on this and RimWorld is just obscene. Okay. There we go. Think we're looking okay. They all have pictures. Vincelot. It's like Lancelot, except, you know, a ginger. We'll let the assistant do this one. Ooh, look. Milson looks delighted. Nobody else cared. Continue struggling their suggestions. Maybe your last. Oh, well, it's a good thing we're recording this then. Yeah, my belief is unwavering. You left Sean. Yeah, definitely an injury problem. Our entire team is an injury problem at this point. Let's skip that bit and see what happens. I've been playing with the views. This is the vertical kind of chase view. I was using it more or less just to see because the other team was getting, I thought, a lot of offsides. And they kind of were, but they were like right on the line, so technically they were probably on their side of the field, which means it's not, even if there's nobody within 10 yards of them. We were really having some bad positioning issues with our corners. More on our offensive, where we'd kick it in, nothing would happen, it would go out, and they'd have somebody on the line, and all our people would have sucked in, and they just run the field. And we give 2 goals within about 3 minutes, so we have gone back and put 2 people back there for that. We're just going to pretend that didn't happen. And see how players play. They've got 3 injured players. Well, 2 on the field and 1 there. You know, but we're still in the mid-6s. That's quite a bit better than what we've been having. McMahon has a free kick, I guess, in. And that one goes up and over. That'll be a goal kick for us. Let's go ahead. I haven't really played with camera height. Maybe we'll zoom in some. Zoom doesn't seem to do anything in this view. But, you know, we can see the players up here, you know. And then I kind of been playing, I played with the side view as well. Law into McCartan. Back out to Field on the flank. He kicks it back to Law. Some nice little pass in there. Reeves. Put it in hard, but it went over the net, which is good because it looked like Pindrosh was caught out there. Our defending set pieces hasn't been perfect. No, you don't say. Hey, you caught that one. So this view's not great, I guess, for this stuff, because we're not really seeing how this gets down there. I'm going to go ahead and put us to counter, actually. Oh, let's see how this goes. About as can be expected. So let's go ahead and let's see, that's vertical scrolling. Data analyst is the big overall one. Director. Interesting. When you get to director, you can't go back and forth anymore. That's the 2D one for those of you that are interested. I use it when I was troubleshooting stuff and I was trying to see where people were, but I don't like it for videos. Sideline, TV, behind goal, vertical scrolling. With a lot fewer camera options this year, in theory, I guess you can do this. So, you know, we could bring the camera in. Something like that. What's auto reversed? Reversed. I think that's fine. Show player condition during match. I thought that was already turned on, but maybe we accidentally turned it off. And let's go with that. I hit the number 3 because that's how you go to the fastest time on RimWorld. Doesn't do us any good here. So McCartan, over to Reeves, Taylor. Maybe we got these backwards. Maybe we should be running this one normally, and then we'll do the... doesn't matter. There we go. We're down 2-0, 22 minutes into the game. 2-2-2. 22 in, we're down 2-all. Now we're getting frustrated. Let's try some encouragement. It's not going to help. Man, it just makes me feel worse to know that they're in first place right now. More power to them, though, I tell you, because clearly it's not working for me. I'm not the world's biggest tactical genius in this game, but I've done okay, you know. Haven't been terrible. Clearly I am, though, with this team. I just haven't done any of it right. I think playing with different formations early trying to find something was a mistake, though. I think I should have just threw a 4-4-2 out there, built these relationships up, and started working on cohesion. I have a feeling cohesion may be much more important than it has been in the past, and potentially more important than the actual tactic you throw out there in this game. I think we're just going to say got nothing to lose at this point. Hewitt bought it. Nobody else did. Nobody's particularly tired. I did see a 6-3 on there. Like I say, I didn't really think anything was going to help us win this game. There's a 6-2 for Jones. I think we may as well just sub him out. He's put Dickinson in. See, look at that. 6-3, 6-3, 6-4, 4 6-4s in a row there. Gee, I wonder why we're not scoring goals. Is it the formation or just that the entire team has decided they're not going to play? If they all play really badly, it just doesn't matter. And again, that may be cohesion, that may be the dynamics. The team has kind of given up on me. So while they demand I do something, there's nothing you can do. We've tried 6 different formations. They didn't want to play with any of them, but I think that was a mistake. In the past, that might have worked in previous versions, but not so much in this one. And I kind of like that, to be honest. We're doing okay as far as injuries go. May as well get Yates out of there. Put Thompson back in. Don't want, like I say, try to cut down on the injuries if we can. Assuming we don't get fired after this game, it's a big if. Then we can try to get some. Oh, Roman Vincelot, Sir Vincelot. Oh, they got Percival on that one too. They got all the Knights of the Round Table. Percival and the Ginger Lancelot. So jealous. I say if we can, and man, now Duffy, who was it? Duffy was down to a 6-2 as well. We'll put Breesley in. And that's it. That's all we can do. 4 shots, 2 on goal. I might get a third one here. The last couple seconds. Nope. And that's it. Let's see if we get fired. Not yet. Oh, here we go. 10 meeting. I think we've been unlucky with injuries. The number of injuries on this team isn't that bad. They're apparently not looking at the same team I'm looking. In fact, actually, our medical center said, gee, we're 1% better than last year. We don't understand why we're first in the league for number of injuries. Were they all major injuries, or were those all like little injuries last year? And does that matter? Does total number of injuries the only thing that counts for something like this? Or is it total injury, days lost, minutes lost, games lost? Or is it just a number? If you get 20 stubbed toes, is that count the same as 20 broken legs? I don't know. I can't say the locker room will be unhappy. They're ready for me to go. The fans, I don't think, care. Upheaval is legitimate. I mean, that seems to be a major part of this. Okay. 11 points in 5 games. I guess we'll give it a try. I don't think it's going to happen. Let's look at the schedule. So we need 11 points in 5 games. The first of those is against Lincoln. That's fine. At least Lincoln is our division. They are 4th. Cheltenham is 14th. Cheltenham. They're Cheddar Ham from here on out, guys. It's a cheese town from now on. Yeovil is 8th. Colchester's 15th. Stevenage. So that's 7th. So that's our next 5. So we need 11 points out of that. That's essentially we have to win 4 out of the next 5 games. Right? There's no other way to get 11. Realistically, that's a 12 point. There's no way to get 11 points in 5 games, is there? So if we win 3 of them, that'd be 9, and then draw the other 2, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll be back in 5 games. We'll be back for the Stevenage game, and we'll either have a job or we won't after that. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers.